quiet neighborhood, nestled among tree-lined streets and well-kept lawns, lived a dedicated family man in his early 40s named Thomas. He had a loving wife, 2 energetic children, and a comfortable home. Yet, beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic life, there lay a rift that shadowed his heart. A rift with his only sibling, his sister Emily. Years ago, Thomas and Emily had a falling out over a trivial matter, a misunderstanding that neither could now clearly remember. This petty disagreement had snowballed into a wall of silence between them whenever they visited their elderly mother, who still lived in the house they grew up in. The atmosphere was tense and uncomfortable. They would exchange awkward glances and minimal conversation, their unresolved conflict creating an invisible barrier. Their mother, a widow, often found herself heartbroken over the discord between her children. She believed that if her husband were still alive, he would have mended the rift and restored harmony in the family, as he would not stand for a break in the family. Despite her best efforts, she could not break through the walls they had built. Thomas knew his pride was part of the problem. He didn't want to be the first to apologize, fearing it would make him seem weak. He still felt angry, and he didn't even know why. Yet, he also realized the negative example he was setting for his children. He sometimes overheard his son and daughter whispering about the strange tension between their father and aunt, and it pained him to think they might grow up thinking this was normal. One rainy evening, Thomas sat by the window, watching the raindrops race down the glass. The sound of rain was soothing, but his mind was restless. His wife, Sarah, approached him gently. "Thomas," she said, "I know this isn't easy, but holding on to this grudge isn't helping anyone. It's okay to take the first step." Thomas sighed deeply. "I know, Sarah. I just don't know how to start." She smiled softly. Sometimes, a simple, "I'm sorry" can build a bridge. Encouraged by her words, and burdened by his guilt, Thomas decided to try. He picked up his phone, hesitated for a moment, and then dialed Emily's number. His heart pounded as it rang. And just as he was about to hang up, she answered. "Hello?" Emily's voice was cautious. "Emily, it's Thomas," he began, his voice trembling slightly. "I know it's been a long time, and we haven't spoken properly in years. I don't even remember what we argued about. But I do remember that you're my sister, and I miss you." There was a long pause on the other end. Thomas feared she might hang up, but then he heard a soft sob. "Thomas, I've missed you too," Emily replied, her voice breaking. "I've been so afraid to reach out, thinking you hated me." Thomas felt a wave of relief wash over him. "I'm so sorry for letting my pride get in the way. Can we start over? For us? For Mom and for the kids?" "Yes, please," Emily said, her voice filled with hope. "I'd like that very much." The next weekend, Thomas and his family visited their mother. This time, Emily was there too. When she walked in, Thomas stood up, hesitated for a moment, then hugged her tightly. The tension that had plagued their family gatherings melted away in that embrace. Their mother, witnessing this reconciliation, shed tears of joy. It took time and effort for Thomas and Emily to rekindle their conversation. But once they began reminiscing about their childhood, the stories flowed effortlessly. Their children smiled as they witnessed a side of their father they had never seen before. Before leaving, they even planned a future family gathering. The house that once felt divided now echoed with laughter and love. Thomas experienced a sense of peace he hadn't known in years. He realized that years of silence and pride had not only stolen precious time they could have spent together, but also added to the burden on his mother's heart. As the rain continued to fall outside, Thomas looked around the room at his reunited family. He understood now that taking the first step toward reconciliation was not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the strength of their bond. His children watched this transformation, learning the value of humility, forgiveness, and the enduring power of family. Life is too short to let pride and misunderstandings keep us away from the people we love. Holding on to grudges only prolongs the pain and robs us of precious moments that could be spent in love and harmony. By seeking forgiveness and extending compassion, we can easily mend broken relationships. Apologizing is not a mark of weakness, but a testament to the boundless love and compassion within the human spirit. By building bridges through empathy and releasing old grudges, we create a path towards a brighter, more connected future for our children. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3, verse 13.